All right. Good morning. We are live. It looks like on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. I am going to go hit live on Instagram over here. I learned the hard way. I tried to do a StreamYard to Instagram because I actually think we can do this now. And I tried to do that a couple weeks ago and I don't think it went through. So, anyway, I'm doing it the old school way. I got IG over here. So, good morning. Hello. I got everyone else over here. This is a bit of an impromptu live stream. Hey, Allison, good morning. Oh, Torald, good morning. Good morning. It's so good to see you. I actually wasn't going to go live this morning, and I kept getting nudged like, go live, go live, go live. So I am just trusting it. Oh, I love seeing so many women from the She Sells community. Hey, Mary, good morning. Oh, Tamika. Oh my gosh. Oh, I love this. This is so fun. Okay. Well, that's why I'm going live right now because people were going to be available. So beautiful. And if you are on Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube, pop me a comment. That's how I know you're here. And so I want to say hi to you too. I'm be honest, I'm feeling like a lot of feels this morning. One of my dear friends and clients texted me this morning. Hey, good to see you. Just that her father had passed last night. And so I'm like processing that. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to dedicate this live stream to her and to him and just honor him with that. So if you were watching this later, you know who you are and I love you. And I want to dedicate this to him. So I don't have like a bullet point list today. I'm just going to speak to you from the heart. The message I felt called to share this morning was around trusting yourself as you go for big goals. And I was really inspired by a number of women in the community and by some things even that I saw happening this week within our community that I wanted to share. I'll also give a disclaimer. Luke, my not quite 1-year-old, is asleep right now. So fingers crossed he sleeps through this and I think we'll make it through. If he needs to come in and join, he'll come in and join. It'll be all good. But this message of trusting yourself, this has been probably the biggest learning of my life. It's the core message that actually underlays everything we teach in the She Sells community. And I always say, like, sales is really the Trojan horse of She Sells, because they'll listen to the podcast or they'll watch a live. They'll be like, oh, I thought this was going to be pure sales strategy. You get that. And what I really want to do through this platform and through this message is inspire within you a higher self-belief, a higher self-concept to help you understand that you are already the person who is capable of accomplishing all of your goals and dreams and visions. And I was thinking about this morning too, because something that I see, I've had this in my own life, and I see this with women in the community too, and men, by the way, shout out to you as well, is that typically when someone comes into our community, they have a higher vision for their lives than they may have been told was possible or than they may have seen modeled growing up. And allowing yourself to go there, allowing yourself to claim that for yourself, it requires so much self-trust. It requires so much self-belief, and it requires showing up in a way that probably doesn't feel quote unquote safe or natural to whatever version of you has accomplished your results up until this point. And I want to give a couple of examples that I saw modeled in the community this week, even. So we have a woman who came into our 10K club last week, and we connected for a call last week. And really cool woman, left a job in December as an ER nurse, no sales experience. And she was just like, I'm ready for something new. I'm ready to get out of the dollars per hour game. I'm ready to step into a much greater level of financial abundance and expansion in my life. And so she boldly left this career as an ER nurse and signed up with a company to do commission only selling a health product. And the way it's structured is something along the lines of you have to make 3 out of 18 sales in order to even keep your job within the company. And so when she and I connected on this call, she was pretty early on in the process and she hadn't made any sales yet. And so understandably, she was like, I need to get in the community. I need to be in the programs, but let me get my 3 sales first to make sure my job is even secure. And then I'm going to do it. And even as she said it though, she could tell, like she knew she's wise enough to know, okay, that's not actually what I'm feeling guided to do. Intuitively, I'm feeling guided to take action. I'm feeling guided to invest in myself. I'm feeling guided to be in this community. But there was fear with that, right? There was fear of, well, what if I do this and I don't make the sales? What if I do this and I don't have a job in a couple weeks and then I'm stuck with the bill and blah blah blah, right? Like all the understandable fear-based thoughts that sometimes that show up when we're like on the edge, right? And we're making that next leap. And to her credit, she, to her credit, we talked about decision making from the end. So, what's her actual goal? Her goal was to be making like $250,000 this year in this role. And she looked at, well, what would I do? What does the version of me who makes $250,000 in this role this year do? What action does she take? What decision does she make? And she was like, well, she gets enrolled, she gets involved. And so she did it. So she bet on herself. I want you to really hear this. She bet on herself and she made the investment. Again, no guarantee. This is where we can mess ourselves up, is if we're like, I'm only going to take action if there's a guarantee. This is small-minded thinking. This is not what's going to get you to where you want to go. This is the power of learning to trust yourself, which we'll talk about more as we go here. Hey, everyone who's joining live, so good to see you. And that night after she invested in herself, what do you think happened? She makes her first sale. Right. She makes her first sale. She hopped in our Facebook group this week and she was like, yeah, so I've made a number of sales now in the past week since I've been in the program. And it's so beautiful. And like, I'm not surprised. I knew that was going to happen. Not just because like, I think the program is amazing and she's like diving in and studying and getting the resources. And it's like, it's total, she's leveraging it powerfully. And the other thing that I knew was going to help her do that was by her making that declaration to herself that she trusted herself and was worthy and that this was happening. It was like this is happening no matter what. I'm going to be successful in this role decision. That is also the catalyst for why she's now having so much success, that trust in herself. So I just I wanted to share that example today because anytime in my life that I have trusted myself, even though it felt scary, even though it felt uncertain, which it always will, by the way, when you're elevating and quantum leaping, anytime I bet on myself, it always turned out better than I could have imagined. And if you bet on yourself and it hasn't turned out better than you could imagine yet, it just hasn't played all the way out yet. That's all. It just hasn't played all the way out. You got to give it some time. I've also had moments where I backed down in fear or where I didn't follow the intuitive guidance and I held back. And because of whatever present circumstances were happening in my life, I was like, well, that doesn't make any sense to take that action. That doesn't make any sense to invest in myself or to do the thing I feel intuitively guided to do. And in those moments, what do you think happened? Nothing, right? Or I went backwards. So this has been such a powerful lesson in my life. And I want to give another example that I saw. And by the way, if you're here live and you have questions on this, on trusting yourself, pop it in the comments. I'd love to speak to whatever is going on for you with this. I am, like I said at the beginning, I'll give the example in a second from the other women in our community this week, but I am feeling guided to be live here with you more often. I would say the past really year has been, I've had a lot of inner transformation over the past year. And I feel like I've been almost like in a cocoon, not a cocoon, but I haven't been live as much because there's been a lot of things happening inwardly where I was seeking some guidance and wisdom inside. And so now I'm really feeling Like it's the time to come back and be present and visible with you in this way as often as possible. So I want to engage with you. And if you have questions on this, pop them in the comments. Or if you have I love hearing that too and seeing that too. But the other example that I wanted to share, we have a woman in our mastermind who she shared this week on the call how her comfort zone and her safety zone almost was study, was studying personal development, studying spiritual work, and she would spend like 4 to 6 hours a day in study. And then from there, she would spend a couple of hours a day working on her business. So, with that, nothing wrong with that. I love study. I'm huge on it. I believe in it. I do it every day. And I had a season in my life several years ago where I had a mentor challenge me to get out of my comfort zone and stop studying everyone else and start studying myself. And I literally shook up my whole normal routine, which was in the mornings to get in and spend like hours, um, reading and personal development. And it was great and it was feel good and I loved it. And again, it was my comfort zone. But I never took that information deeper to actually examine within myself. Okay, what's my truth about this? What's my knowledge about this? How am I going to not just know this intellectually, but start embodying it and to move it from just the feel good, like, oh, I love this. This feels so nice, to actually studying myself and understanding at a deep core fundamental level what my truth is, who I am, what I'm here to do. And so when I took that challenge and cut off that consumption and spent several weeks just totally cut off from any of the old materials that felt so comforting, that felt so familiar, that were the feel goods, it felt extremely uncomfortable at the beginning, like extremely uncomfortable, right? Because we can almost turn those things into a crutch where we rely on them too much. But in that period of time, being forced to just cut off from everything that felt like my safety zone and to have to examine myself on a daily basis and go inward and do the work. And I did a lot of inner child during that time. I did a lot of releasing and rewiring belief work during that time. The trust that I cultivated within myself during that time was transformational and was profound. So when this client said this on this call this week, I issued her the same challenge. And I was in our mastermind group chat this morning listening to what she was saying. And she's done this for just a day now. But what she shared was, first of all, how uncomfortable it was for her. And she acknowledged that. She was like, this is very uncomfortable for me. And she said, the experience that I'm having right now in just a short period of time of learning to trust my own voice first, along with the teachers I study, along with the mentors I study, but turning inward first. She said, this is really shifting some things for me. And so again, that inner trust, trusting yourself, that is the work. Because if you are here, by the way, if you're joining live now, welcome. I see some more members from our community. So good to see you. Hey, Bridget. If you are here, if you're in this, if you're following this live stream, if you're in the community, then I trust that there is a greater calling on your life than you may have allowed yourself to live out, than you may have allowed yourself to experience, whether that's, breaking generational chains of scarcity, poverty thinking. You want to set a new example and a new precedent for your kids, whether it's you want to create a beautiful business that transforms the lives of clients around the world, that transforms your family's life as well. You have a grand vision for your life. And I was even reflecting just a week ago. No, not a week ago, a little more than a week ago. So February 4th was the 3-year birthday of She Sells. And it feels like just yesterday. Like it's crazy. It feels like yesterday. And I remember the point that I had to get to within myself before launching the company. And it was a point of such self trust because the actions I was feeling called to take in terms of investing in myself and doing things that felt so wildly uncomfortable from a financial standpoint, from a visibility standpoint, they pushed the edge and the boundary of what I thought was possible in my life, and frankly, who I thought I was, what I thought I was capable of. Hey, Lauren. Hey, Donna. So good to see you this morning. But it was like just 3 years ago, I remember starting to make decisions that involved such a high level of self-trust where before I hadn't given myself that permission. And then I would always look to others. And frankly, the people I looked to for feedback or advice were people who I knew well, but they frankly weren't living life at the level I wanted to live. They didn't have the results that I wanted to have. And often we do this, right? Whether it's we look to friends, parents, a partner, a spouse. And I always say, like, and this is with so much respect to whoever it is, examine the source. I've learned to never go for advice in terms of what action you should take to someone who doesn't already have the results that you want in that area, because the feedback they're going to give you is only going to be from their level of self-concept, from their present paradigm. So the feedback they're going to give you is going to be the based in the paradigm that's getting them their results. So if you don't want their results, then don't go to them for feedback on the thing, even if there's someone who you love and trust. So it's so important, right? And this is the power of mentorship and being in community and looking to learn from people who have the type of results that you want. But so I will tie this all back together, I promise. 3 years ago, launching this company and hosting my first masterclass and not knowing if anyone would show up and being totally out of my element and game with what I was doing, but trusting myself all along the way. And the way that life has transformed for our family, for my kids, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And I know and I trust, and you can, let me know in the comments too, if this is resonating, like what that grand vision is for your life. But I know and I trust that if you're here and you're in this community, whether you're a member, like a paying client who's here or not, there is a calling in your life that you are looking to do something different than what you've seen modeled before. You are looking to live life at its fullest. You're looking to create a beautiful amount of abundance in your life. You're looking to create, oftentimes, again, a different model for your kids, for your family. You're looking to maybe elevate your living situation. You're looking to speak on the big stages. You're looking to travel, right? You're looking to have the wardrobe that speaks to you. You're looking for all of this. And you're going to have to cultivate a high level of self-trust, because it's going to require you to become a different version of you to live this out. Torald is saying, yes, for me, it's all about providing something different for my sons. Yes, exactly. And love being part of this amazing community. We love you, Torald. I love having you here. And you are one of so many beautiful examples in our community of women stretching outside their comfort zone and taking the scary feeling actions to follow your intuition, to follow your guidance. I heard this, I think yesterday. If y'all are in my community, especially in 50K Club, I'm popping Michael Beckwith in all the time into our chat, because I love him. I think he's such a powerful teacher. But he phrased intuition as intuition. So intuition, right? Studying from within, learning from within. And when we learn to follow our intuition, like coming in and doing this live stream this morning, this was intuitively guided. I didn't really plan this. I was honestly feeling a little bit emotional about my client and her dad's passing. But I was like, I just kept getting the nudge, go live, go live, go live. I was like, crap, okay, fine, I'll go live. Sometimes the dialogue we have with ourselves, right? But you follow the intuition, and it's never logical. It's never reasonable. It's never rational. And as Steve Jobs said, though, you'll connect the dots looking backwards. So cultivating that level of self-trust, that is the work, that is the practice, that is the thing that is required for you to elevate and to have the experience here that you're looking to have, to make the amount of money you want to have the type of clients you want to have, to launch the brand, to get the promotion, to do the thing. And so again, I'd seen so many examples of that within our community this week. And that felt like the message on my heart for all of you this morning. So again, if you have questions on that, pop them in the comments. Hey, Jess, good to see you. I'll share a couple things we've got coming up that you can get involved with if you want to go deeper in this while we do. And again, I'll be checking the comments to see if there's any questions you have on this. But while you're typing in comments or questions, let's see, three cool things we have coming up that you can get involved with if you want. February 26th, which is a week from Monday, we have a free live event coming up. It's near and dear to my heart. Your First Six Figures Masterclass. This is what I said 3 years ago. I did my first masterclass like this. This launched our company. It has been an amazing, beautiful ride, transformation since then. And I am excited to deliver you this content and this class in a whole different way. With a whole new level of wisdom and understanding. You can apply this to whatever income target you have for this year, but we will be speaking specifically about what does it look like for you to break through six figures and then beyond this year. Hey, Justin, good to see you, my friend. It's been a while. Bridget, just the message I needed on my drive home. Oh, well, there you go. That's why I was intuitively guided to show up and share it. And I know you're in that. I know you're in this. You're in this season, my friend, too. I know it. And it's so powerful when we learn how to do this. So this event coming up is totally free. What is the URL? EliseArcher.com/sixfigures2024. I think, like I said, this is impromptu. I showed up and I was like, I should probably share what we have going on and share the message. So DM me if that's not the right link. I'll get you the right link. I think it's in my bio on Instagram. I think my team got it up there. So we've got that. That's totally free. February 26th from 11:30 to 1:30. We've got 2 live events coming up too that are going to be really, really beautiful. So one is in just a couple weeks. It's March 4th through 6th down in Florida, Rosemary Beach, Florida. And this is for if you're a woman who's already at the six-figure level, you want to elevate to multi-6 or 7 this year. It's an intimate retreat, a high-level retreat. I don't have a landing page about it. You got to DM me if you're interested in coming, but it's going to be a beautiful, immersive, I don't even describe it. It's going to be transformational. I'll say that. So DM me if you're interested in that. We've got, I think, 3 spots open for that right now if you want to come join us. And then we are going to be having a live event here in Portland, April 9th and 10th, and that's open to everybody. And it's going to be about how to rewire your mind to create any result you want in your sales, your business, and life. And that one is EliseArcher.com/mind-over-matter-live. And that one is capped at 10. So anyway, all sorts of amazing opportunities to get involved. Send me a DM if you have questions on anything. But the bottom line here today is I really hope you take this message of trusting yourself and knowing that when you're quantum leaping, when you're growing, it's never going to be logical, reasonable, rational. It's not going to feel safe. That's frankly not really what we came here for. We had another woman in the mastermind this week say like, man, I feel like I just got a lot of things like really set and stabilized for myself, like financially and my life. And then she said, and that now there's this new thing that I'm feeling called to do and a new thing I'm feeling called to invest in. And it feels uncomfortable. It feels stretchy. And there was a part of her that was like, oh, do I do it? Or I just like, it feels good here in this stable zone. Here's what I have learned. Nothing is ever stable in life. right? It's not that we don't want to create financial abundance in our lives and create a level of, like, for me this year, I was craving home stability because we'd had so much shakeup. So it's not that we don't create that, but things are always in motion in our life. We're always either moving forward, moving backwards. So what I've learned to do is I always take a breather if I'm in a place where it's like, whew, okay, I feel like I got things stabilized, but then no, there's going to be a whole nother level that you're called to expand to shortly thereafter. Like if you're really in the game here and you're really doing the work, and it's going to require, once again, faith in yourself, trust in yourself. But the process is, who do I get to become in order to navigate this successfully, in order to make this higher, in order to launch this brand or this business, in order to fill in the blanks with what it is that you're looking to do. Who do I get to become? Because that's the gift and that's the game. But you got to trust yourself. You got to trust yourself. This was a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. I was like, I'm going to go live for 5 minutes. It never worked. Y'all who are in my classes, I'm like, I've got a 5-minute lesson for you. And 2 hours later, we're still going. So I think that's it. I think that's what I have for you today. DM me if you have questions on anything that we discussed. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm sending you love, light, blessings, peace today as we wrap up this week. And I will be on soon for another live stream tomorrow. I need to hop off, but thanks for imparting Friday words and warm thoughts to you and your friend. Thank you so much. So much love. I'll see everyone real soon. Bye-bye.